Salams, my name is Hakan Ibrahim. I'm an online business coach and consultant based here in the UK. And today I want to share my experience working through the Tibb transformation program. And I think it's important to give you some context. So back before I even was introduced to the Tibb transformation and decided to join the program, I had always been interested and had a keen interest in my health and well-being. And I knew it was important for my physical health as well as, for my spiritual life. And so I'd, always invest in ways in which I can help support that and grow in that area. So I take exercise, join classes, and really be active, seeking to improve and make improvements to my overall health and well-being. That being said, though, I still felt like I was struggling in the area because, I'd learn bits and pieces from different places, but ultimately none of it seemed to add up. And there was always just this sense of disjointedness. There was this sense of incoherence. And I'd constantly come across conflicting advice on how I should best manage my health and what to eat and all of these things. And I just felt like really confused and lost in this area. No matter how much I tried to develop, at the same time, it's almost like I was taking more steps backwards than I was forwards. And so I was experiencing symptoms which I didn't know the cause for. So for example, I was having lots of dryness in my hands, cracked hands, sometimes, really painful. Sometimes they bleed when I clench my fists or my feet, and they really were painful. I'd also have just low energy and fatigue a large portion of the day. Like I'd even wake up just feeling tired. And I felt cold all the time. Yeah, I'd always be the coldest person in the room or the coldest person in the house, and everyone else just couldn't understand why. And I'd catch colds easily, and I'd have a lot of sweet cravings as well, and always feel like I needed that kind of boost after every meal to have something sweet and have sugar, and I'd snack a lot as well. So I didn't really know why I was experiencing these symptoms. And as well, I did feel this strong sense of disconnection with nature, disconnection with my food, disconnection with my environment. I'd basically have the same meals every single day, and most of it was just processed stuff, quick stuff that I could just find in a supermarket and pretty much have made and ready and prepared within 5 minutes or less. So there wouldn't be a lot of thought that goes into each and every single meal. It literally just be whatever's most convenient, whatever's quickest. And I also noticed I was experiencing a lot of ill health in my family too. And being a father and being a son and, having different responsibilities in my life and a husband also, I just didn't quite know how I can help other members of my family and prevent them or help them from suffering from ill health. And, even mine wasn't necessarily optimal health, but, I was still getting by, mashallah. But I just wanted to know, like, why is it that I can't really advise them, because I'm just confused myself on what best course of action to take. So I can't really contribute. I can't really help them in that area. And that was really, upsetting to me, right? So those were kind of what I was experiencing back then. And what I really wanted was, I knew that this kind of lifestyle was not sustainable in the long term. And I wanted more energy, right? I wanted more vitality. I wanted to be more productive. I wanted to do more things in my life. And I wanted the strength in my body, the strength in my character, to be more resilient, right? To handle whatever life throws at me, whatever challenges and situations may come about, to be able to handle those things. And also, I wanted to be more active with my kids. I knew that having low energy wouldn't necessarily give my kids the best start in life, and to be raised, knowing that dad's around to be active all the time and, have as much energy as they do, right? To support them in the activities that they care about. And so I knew that I wanted my longevity as well to really help support and nurture the home, well into my senior years, and be able to look after my kids, grandkids, and things like that. So I knew that a life based on, what I'd see in my own home, like medication and, treatments all the time, that is something that I didn't want to do. And I didn't want the same for them either. So I really did go out there looking for ways in which I could find healing from a natural perspective, and also from a perspective that that aligns with Islam, because I knew that Islam had the answers for everything. And I was just so puzzled why, even after all of my experience in taking, Islamic courses and learning knowledge related to faith and Islam, why I was still so stuck with my health and well-being. And I just felt like it was really hard to find this information, and it was difficult for anyone to really teach me, holistic principles from the Sunnah that can actually, help us in our health and well-being, right? So then I came across the Tibb transformation. I had already known Hussein from previous professional development. And so he kind of paced me through what was involved in the program. And, I asked questions, and I thought I'd give it a shot. This seemed like exactly what I was needing at the time. And I did join the program. And then what happened was, the first session, so I at the time I joined, I just missed one of the group sessions. So the very next group session that I joined, I was mind blown from the very beginning. The topic of discussion was, reconnecting with nature. And, Hussein elegantly explained the entire story from start to finish about our plight in the modern world, the modern lifestyle, and what really has gone into the life that we're currently living right now in this post-industrial kind of lifestyle that we're living. 300 years of industrialization has led to this point we are today, where so many of us are so disconnected from nature that we really don't know how to manage our health, and we don't really know what health is. So he paced me through, our current day situation, and it just opened up my eyes and really showed me, gave me and defined really the problems and struggles that I was experiencing too. And he went further to explain the holistic principles that were already pre-existing here, that I just hadn't seen, I wasn't introduced to before. For example, he spoke about the primary qualities, like of hot and cold, and then dryness and moisture. And then he spoke about the elements, and he spoke about the temperaments, and he spoke about, the sources of knowledge and wisdom. And all of these things were like, each time he mentioned one of these things, just light bulbs just kept going off and off. And I was just amazed, and I was in wonder as to like why this information wasn't so readily accessible to me beforehand. And it just allowed me to see everything with so much more color and vibrancy. And automatically, new answers started, popping up in my head that previously were unnoticed. And so it was just amazing. It was absolutely incredible. And I must have rewatched that recording about 15 to 20 times. And I also learned from there about the lifestyle factors, the 6 lifestyle factors. And that really showed me the changes that I needed to make in order to improve my condition and improve my health and well-being. Because prior to that, like, I had no idea what factors actually contributed to overall health and well-being. I just was completely oblivious that I did not know. And so when he broke it down to just 6 lifestyle factors, it was so easy to identify which of those I was strong in, which of those I was weak in, and how I can basically improve in those areas. And so I took the temperament questionnaire and assessment, and I went through that, and that process alone was so incredible because I was able to discover what my temperament was and my natural disposition. And before that, I had no idea that a lot of the symptoms that I was experiencing are a result of really the mismanagement, my own mismanagement of my natural disposition. And just knowing that just gave me such a sigh of relief and comfort to know I didn't really need to be so self-critical and so self-judgmental about what I was experiencing, the symptoms I was experiencing, because it was literally just a case of readjusting and managing better my own natural disposition. So it was a really coming home feeling, and that was just so relieving. And I started making changes to my I just started making changes to my environment, started making changes to my diet. And these were easy, simple changes. Like, for example, wrapping up warm. I started taking, adding some spices to my food. And I started going in walks more. And, each time I'd actually go out in nature, and not just in nature, but when I, just in the handling of food, the feel of the food, and I was able to see the qualities. I was able to see from a very different perspective. When, I really appreciate the rain droplets, and I'd appreciate with a much deeper level of gratitude and appreciation all that was around me in nature. And it just took on, I just had a completely different perspective after learning about this stuff. And so I felt reset, to a degree. Like I was completely in awe of the miracle of nature and the miracle that we're in. And it was just incredible. And so after some time of making these changes, small ones to begin with, I started, experiencing a really great summer. I mean, that's when I joined. It was in July time last year, 2020. And, I experienced, we entered into the autumn, and I experienced a really great summer, lots more energy, managed my health and well-being a lot better than I had previous summers, and it was really great. So I built that momentum, and it was inspiring, and it was really great. And a situation happened really in September time, which was one of the toughest times in my life, because we had a new addition to our family, which was, mashallah, a huge blessing. And at the same time, we also had other challenges that came along, at the same time, which meant that I was going to look after, three young children, with a newborn, largely, myself. And it was a really tough experience. And yet I was able to tap into what I had learned, and also Hussein's very generous guidance and help through the program itself to help manage my health during that incredibly busy time. And, I was able to get in the rest and build the anchors in my health and well-being throughout my days to actually give me the strength to be able to handle that. And that was really, really important for me. And I knew that without that help and support and guidance, I would have been a lot, I don't know how I would have handled that. I don't know how I would have coped with that volume of activity, busyness, and just that level of, that level of activity. So it was really, really helpful. And I'm so grateful for having this knowledge and this training to fall back on and to be supported by, right? And my experience with the actual college and with Hussein and with Hakim Salim Saab and the team has been incredible. I'm so grateful for being introduced to them, being introduced to their teachings, and the way that they are making this available to us. Because I think there's such a genuine love, care, and commitment, that I sense from them. And they, especially Hussein, when he's actually running through the training himself, he's always going above and beyond, you know, whether it's extra time, whether it's, you know, being extra courteous and welcoming any additional questions. He's really there to support everyone in the program to make improvements to their health and well-being and achieve their goals, their health goals. And, you know, I've always found him to be super helpful. Whenever I've sent him a question, he's very, very quick to answer. If he doesn't know the answer, he'll find the answer. If there's any changes or adaptations that need to be made to the program or the course or the materials, he's very, very quick to get it back to me and make changes, you know, within the program itself to actually cater to the needs of students. And I also love the accountability, because it's not just a case of, oh yeah, here's the information and that's it, you get on with it. It's actually, you know, here's the information. What are you going to do with this information to improve your condition? And, you know, report back to me. So there's that sense of accountability that you're just not left alone to just kind of figure it all out for yourself, which is, you know, what led me to experiencing a lot of health related issues myself in the past. But it's actually helping you along the way and being supportive to, you know, keep you accountable and keep you consistent with whatever you've committed to improve your health and well-being. And I'm so grateful for that. And I'm also really grateful for being able to tap into the wealth of knowledge and experience of Hakim Salim, because periodically, every quarter, he is readily available to answer the questions that's been on the minds of the students. And so he's making himself available for that. And that, you know, I've learned so much just from those Q&A sessions as well. So that's been incredibly beneficial. And that's basically my experience has been an incredible one with the college and with the program itself. And just to give you, you know, some ideas of what I've been able to make change, or what's been able to change for me, is number one is I haven't even been through the program a whole year yet. So it's not even been a whole year. And I believe I've experienced a lot better health and well-being currently, mashallah. Yeah. I've got more consistent energy. I'm waking up more rested, and I'm starting my day with healthy anchors. I didn't even know what they were before, but, you know, after going through the program and learning about these, like, I'm, you know, starting the day and ending the day with these anchors that are supportive. And it's actually making me look forward to even beginning the day, right? So it's, so that alone has been incredibly life-changing. Also, I enjoy the outdoors a lot more. Like whenever I go, I make it a point to try to get outdoors as much as I can. And, you know, many times it's an excuse to actually take the kids out and take the family out and make a thing of it, and really appreciate and soak in all that the parks and nature has to offer. Which is just great healing. And the experience of going to the park is very different. The experience of our weekends are very different, knowing that, we're gonna go and immerse ourselves in an environment that's so conducive to our health and well-being and vitality. And that's just an amazing experience each time to look forward to. And it's not even going out of your way. You don't need to go take a plane or flight. It's just literally whatever's your most conveniently local park. I mean, that's what we've been able to get out of it. And I've also helped improve the atmosphere at home and in my office as well, like through the use of air purifying plants, through the use of bakhur incense, and through the use of like just ventilating, which, it might sound pretty obvious, but I wasn't aware of these things, and I didn't know how much of an impact these things make to the overall atmosphere and health of your environment, because you're in your environment all day long without even realizing, just making small changes, how much they can impact and affect your health in a positive way. And I think when it comes to food, I have a much, much, much closer connection with food than I ever have in my life. And what it means for me is that, like, I'm much more intentional about what I'm putting in my mouth. And so, I would, before, like, I just basically, my decision-making criteria was very, very minimal. I'd just buy whatever was on the shelf that looked tasty, and that was all I cared about. But now it's very different. Now I'm actually intentionally looking out for, like, seasonal produce, organic where possible, if possible, organic, fresh foods, and just getting more of a sense of the light, the energy that's actually going into my body and actually nurturing me, and being more considerate about that. And also actually not just that, and like experimenting with different tastes, different flavors, and trying something new every time. But also in the kitchen itself, I've developed lots more culinary skills and being able to prepare food and actually cook food myself, which I previously never did. Or I believed I never had the time to do it, but now I just make the time to do it because I know how much of a difference it makes once I made a start. And so what ends up happening, or what I've experienced, is a lot more nourishment from less food, right? So before, I'd be eating like a lot, interspersed throughout the day, whereas now it's when I'm actually cooking and I'm actually preparing the food myself, it's actually a lot more satisfying. And so I'm growing in that area. I'm making homemade versions of things that I'd always buy. For example, hummus, ghee, and I'm being really considerate and with how I'm preparing these meals, with the actual equipment that I'm using and things like this. And the whole experience of cooking is so much more enjoyable, and therefore the experience of eating is also so much more enjoyable and nourishing, right? And another thing is the sugar cravings have pretty much gone. I haven't actually eaten refined sugar in quite a while, quite a long time. I mean, it's probably the longest I've ever gone without eating refined sugar before. And I feel so much better because of it. I'd always have these sweet cravings before, like I needed to have something sweet after every meal. And thankfully, thank Allah, that's not the case anymore. And even when I desire something sweet, I have healthy alternatives to choose from, which have been provided in the program itself. So there's a lot of great recipes and alternatives to use in lieu of harmful substances and ingredients, right? And I think as well, what I've experienced is just a stronger level of intuition and a stronger connection with my own body. For example, I'm able to listen out more to what my body's telling me, what it needs, if it needs rest, if it needs, if it needs to slow down, or if it needs to pace things up. I have more sensitivity to that. Whereas before, I just completely be ignorant of that. And I wasn't really listening to my body as much. And I really couldn't hear it out and didn't really pay much attention. But now that's changed a lot, and it's helped improve decisions that I've made, personally and professionally. So that's great. Also, I now just have a whole new different perspective on health and health management and well-being. And I just see it as a spiritual practice. I see it as worship, and I see it as something important to help me and support me fulfill my duties and responsibilities in life, to our Creator and to the people that we're here to benefit and serve, and our family and beyond, right? So, that's something which I've learned as a result of this information and this knowledge. And also I've been a lot better equipped to handle seasonal changes, to handle unexpected events and happenings and circumstances. And, whenever certain certain things happen that end up taking you out of balance and being, really busy in one particular area, at least now I have the knowledge to be able to restore that balance. And obviously I'm not 100% there, there's still a lot to learn, but at least I have the very basics to be able to restore balance. And what healthy balance even means for me in my unique situation compared with, what healthy balance would be for someone else, right? So it's a very intuitive, approach that I've benefited from here. And also just more sense of an alignment to natural rhythms, and that just make going through life a lot easier, going through your day, going through your, just going through the weeks and months and years a lot easier when you're actually aligned to nature. And really, this is what our faith teaches us in surrender in Islam, being, in alignment with what is. And so knowing that, and knowing how that, knowing even what these natural rhythms are for me and what's really happening, and being able to be in tune with that has really helped me, go through the days a lot more smoothly. And, for example, the hydration, the meal timing, the sleep timings, and all of those things, it really just puts order to your day, and it allows you to build on top of those things. Once you've got really solid foundations, you can build really, you could build really great things on top of that. Yeah. And so it's also helped me, right, with helping my family, my kids, my wife, my family, being able to make recommendations on, or, preparing healthier alternatives, meals, drinks for them, helping them with their routines. That's been a big benefit that I've gained out of learning this material, is being able to not just impact and affect my own health and well-being, but also the health and well-being of people that matter to me and beyond, right? So that's just absolutely invaluable. So lastly, what I'd say about one of the benefits is that the winter time usually was a really difficult time for me. I'd usually have a lot of symptoms that I'd experienced during winter, and the winter that just passed, mashallah, has been the most symptom-free winter that I've experienced. And I'm just so grateful for that. It's been not only just the best summer since going through the program, but also the best winter. And so, I'm really looking forward to what each season has to offer, and how to best adjust myself to reap the fruits of every season, right? And my recommendations, if you have been in a similar situation to me, like you can really resonate with where I was back then, just not even a year ago, before July time. And if you feel tired, and you're tired of being tired all the time, and tired of really being confused all the time about how to manage your health, what health really even is, and you're looking for answers, you're looking for guidance to help you find healing and help others find healing as well in your immediate environment and your communities and beyond, then I wholeheartedly recommend for you to join the program. Yeah, it's the best investment you can ever make. And it's like, the way I see it now is that without good health, like, you can't really do anything. It's like you'll be relying on others to do everything for you without good health. And so I just see it now as just the absolute foundation of everything. And this program has the answers that will help you access that, right? It will help you access that health and vitality and well-being that you you can reach. It's well within your reach. Everybody can reach it, right? And what I'd say is, like, if you have any goals in life, any desires that you want to achieve, not only will good health make achieving them a lot easier and possible, but it will also allow you to enjoy those achievements too, once they come about, inshallah. So that's what I want to say. Like, really make this a priority for yourself, and just really see what difference it can make to your life. It really has the power to just change everything for you. So if you're in doubts about joining, I would just say, just trust your intuition, say Bismillah and go for it, because it will be one of the most incredible life-changing experiences for yourself and also anyone who you come into contact with. So it's been a pleasure sharing the story, and I really do hope that you will make a great decision and join the program with me. All right, take care.